How would you lead and build a team consisting of your wife and 3 young children, aged just 9, 7, and 2, to sail through the toughest oceans in the world? Let me take you on a journey.
Caspar Craven knows how to navigate a winning team, especially when the going gets rough. Captain's Log, May 2015, deep in the South Pacific Ocean.
We're 500 miles from the nearest piece of land, and we have complete power failure. I have one photo from this time. I wasn't thinking about what would make a great photo if I ever became a keynote speaker. It was all about how do we survive and stay alive. So what does no power on a boat mean? It means no navigation systems to know where you are. It means no autopilot to steer the boat. It means no engine, no lights, no cooker, no water pumps, no toilets, nothing. We had a life-threatening situation that we had to deal with, and it was my responsibility. I took full responsibility for this. I put my wife and my children in danger.
Caspar Craven is no stranger to navigating through adversity, both at sea and in business. As a British entrepreneur, he met the challenge to build multiple successful companies from scratch and sold one company for a 7-figure sum while sailing the Pacific Ocean. As an adventurer, he faced icebergs and 100-foot waves sailing around the globe in the world's toughest yacht race. And then, Caspar faced an even tougher challenge, a feat few other adventurers have braved. He sailed around the world again, but with only his wife and 3 young children as his crew.
What would you do in that situation? You're 500 miles from the nearest piece of land. You're completely isolated on your own, and you're in one of the most remote parts of the world. What would you do? Isn't it the same when disaster strikes in business and something goes wrong? What do? Do you blame someone, find a scapegoat, and turn on each other? Or do you fix things together and work as a team? I'd like to share with you what I've learned about leadership and team building and give you 8 specific things that you can take away and actually action in your businesses and your day-to-day life. So what I'd like to teach you today is all about the power of building on your team's strengths and training your team to focus on what is right rather than what is wrong. But I truly believe that if you can build a team with young children, you can build a team with anyone. The secret involves defining your corporate values and then truly living out those values when the going gets rough. We adapted corporate values into our family values, and the time came in the middle of the Pacific Ocean when those values literally saved the lives of me and my family. Every single day, we talked about our values and focused on what was right rather than what was wrong. And we were ingraining those behaviors. These values weren't just for the good times, they were for the times when things got tough. One of the values you can see there is the word laugh. So we decided to find the humor in the situation. We had no toilets. So we introduced the children to the new toilet, the bucket. And within minutes, the children were howling with laughter as they lined up on deck to poo in the bucket and chuck it over the side. It's called the bucket and chuck it system. For the next 4 days, we hand-steered the boat, my wife and I, and we would steer for half an hour at a time each. The kids would sleep downstairs in the back of the boat where it was moving less, and they would bring us up food and water on deck. And mile by mile, we sailed those 500 miles to the island of Niue. And there was humor, there was love, there was understanding, there was compassion. There was no blame. We truly worked together as a team. Why? Because we'd ingrained those values. Those values were not just for the good times. They weren't just nice words. That was defining our behaviors and how we were going to work together as a team. Those values were literally the thing that saved us.
Caspar enthralls audiences with stories from his adventures on the world's oceans, now shared in Caspar's eagerly awaited book. And he informs and motivates audiences with valuable lessons to help any business create a winning team.
One of the things that I've always taught my children is this formula. And it's E plus R equals O, where E is the event something that happens to you. You have power failure in the middle of the ocean. You lose a key client. You lose a key staff member. Something happens to your business. Something happens to you. R is your reaction. What is it that you do as a result of that event? And that reaction is 100% under your control. Nobody else's, just your control. And O is the outcome that happens as a result of that. Notice that it doesn't say the event equals the outcome. It's the event plus your reaction. And in that moment, when everything went wrong, that's what me and my family did. We worked as a team, and we focused on our reaction and how do we deal with this. Is your team equipped to thrive in times of adversity? When everything goes wrong, how would your team react? Would you work together as a team? What is it you need to do to train your team, not just for the good times, but for the tough times?
Let Caspar Craven chart success for you.